knows they're underdogs. They want to come out strong. Let's see what they can pull off. But Juicy, to begin, will score, and K-Corp is already up 6 seconds into the game.
I mean, not of Juicy while he was warming up, and he scored a 92 mile per hour ground pinch on me. So clearly, Juicy has been hitting the virtual gym today mechanically. He also got a musty flick for the reset. Very, very good player, it turns out, when he's up against me in ones. And yeah, you can see it already. You can see that they are here to win this. They are here to make a statement, I think, against poor old Tempo and Matza. And for their sake, they have to just stay in this match. They have to stay and be competitive as much and as often as possible.
Oh, great idea by Tempo to try and power through, but Vatira just holds that near side post. Now, little bumps coming out by Tempo as well, trying to get in the way, but Juicy, great job on the defensive side. But if we talk about momentum, and we've talked about that a lot in 2 so far, well, K-Corp has 0 momentum right now. Obviously, they lost 4 in a row. They were 18-1 in this tournament as they put in another one here. They were 18-1 in this tournament at one point and then lost 4 games in a row, obviously, with that reverse sweep. Juicy, great pass out to Vati. But on the opposite side, GK, obviously a big win yesterday in that game 5. They won 8-0. So GK, if we're talking about over the past 24 hours, more momentum, but that seems to not matter at all to K-Corp.
Yeah, GK definitely seeming like best of the rest, best of the normal players, the human players here in this tournament, as opposed to our big 3. So we'll see if they're able to at least do some damage here against Karmine Corp, but so far it's Karmine Corp absolutely flying. Vatira got that second goal. Juicy couldn't quite connect with the doink, but they'll take it. And Juicy is hitting every post as well. Like it is playing pinball there on the GK goal line, but actually what it ends up with is Matza coming forward, faking a couple of flip resets, popping it up, waiting for Tempo to come in. I don't know, I've got a feeling they've definitely got a game in them, I feel, GK, because Karmine Corp are going to be so desperate to make these statements, Gibbs, and it can work against you game by game.
Yeah, like Tempo had a great series yesterday, a lot of plays where he would go up in the air and beat out both members. Obviously, the K-Corp defense is going to be a little bit better, but they can get a game, but I think it's 4 or 5 very likely. But hey, this is why we play the games, and this is, we want to see what GK can bring. Matzer did fantastically yesterday on the defensive side. He's going to have to really perform exceptionally well here for these guys to have a chance.
Yeah, so far it's 5 shots to 2 as far as KC are concerned. The ball has been spending some time in the blue half at least, but when they come forward, Karmine Corp, they are looking supreme right now, kids.
I love this from Juicy. I feel like his confidence is at an all-time high. He started off this game so incredibly well. He did have the post-to-post, but it was still a good shot location on the first one, and then he just guessed wrong on the bounce. But Juicy is playing well, and that is big time, because game 4 of yesterday, there was an overtime save he should have made. He missed it. Game 5, he could have ended it. It's a shot he should hit. He missed it. So you would think that his confidence would be a little bit low, but he's coming out very, very good so far in game 1.
That's what you got to do. You can't shy away, especially when you're alongside Vatira. If you let that happen, you start to get in your own head when you're up against with a teammate as brilliant as Vatira has been. But Juicy so far is looking the better of the 2. He has started this series fantastically.
Look at that. It's basically a 1v1 because he gets up just above the tempo, and the Matzer just can't do anything about it. And you just don't want to be put into 1v1 situations either, because we've seen it before. Like in 1v1s, a lot of goals happen. And so just the conversion rate on 1s compared to a 2v2 spot is a lot higher. And now off the kickoff, T cannot get the goal. Tempo just gets back in time. But the problem is GK has no boost, so they throw it away. Juicy going to play behind the ball, go for the ground pinch. Can't hit it. And Vati, though, is right there. And K-Corp just in full control right now.
Yeah, Gibbs and I can already see some respect between these players inside the lobby. Matza said nice shot after Juicy scored that last one. Juicy responded with a thanks. A nice thanks, with an exclamation mark at the end of it. So beautiful stuff between them. Is Juicy going to do it again? Not quite well defended, but Vatira is causing chaos here for Karmine Corp. And I'm trying to think of what is the angle out, because GK haven't got any.
There's nothing. Oh,
they've got nothing in their sack. This is ridiculous.
And this is wild, because I was going to talk about Tempo. His boost conservation in the last match was so incredibly good. His average boost amount was above 50. That was better than basically anyone in the tournament. But he just doesn't have time to get boost. He's got to play defense for shot after shot. So it's just not working out. He spent the least time on 0 boost yesterday. Spent the most time at 100 boost as well. So it's just like, but he just can't get it. He finally has full boost here. Let's see what he can do as he clears this ball out. Going for a little pogo bounce and at least getting something going to the opposite. Matzer with the shot, and there it is. Tempo going coast to coast, and Matzer there to finish.
Yeah, well done, Tempo. Bought some space and then also got that second touch as well. That was the all-important one. Vatira, I think, thought that after the plan B, Tempo was going to be out of position and out of momentum, but it wasn't to be. Followed it forward. 4 goals in a minute and 45 seconds. You know, this is the sort of moment where if it's 3v3s and we're saying this, everyone listening is thinking, it's dead. But in 2v2, these sorts of swings can happen. They certainly have a possibility of occurring. Here is Matza. Can he get this reset up against Vatira, who has no boost himself? Just about misses, and it doesn't quite turn into a bake either. Another real opportunity there for GK, who are starting to warm up here.
Yeah, but the scoring opportunities are starting to show up for GK. This is a good sign for them. Obviously, this game is kind of done and dusted, very likely. But this is good. You want to get momentum in this back half of this game to figure out, like, oh, we can play on the same field as K-Corp. Yep. And they're starting to show it over this last minute.
It'll be nice for Tempo and Matza if they can win this tournament to make it to the World Championships as well. It's a real prize for the players that won't be there, as Juicy goes for a double flip reset and gets it. Showing up all the mechs is Juicy so far. Tira almost gets that double tap nearly. Juicy might be able to 100% seal this one, but not quite. And again, you're right, Gibbs. GK right now playing for momentum, playing to build something into game number 2, and Vatira not letting.
Juicy, though, I feel like his mechs are on point. I think every pro is going to be like, I want Cole to warm me up, because honestly, Juicy is looking fantastic.
I'm going to have to sell my services right now, because, yeah, exactly. Like 2 minutes in the ring with Cole, and Juicy's looking better than ever.
Yeah, he's looking great. Vati gets the finish there, and again, GK just has to play so much defense. The boost control right now by K-Corp is exceptional on the offensive side, so it is so incredibly hard to do literally anything if both teammates are under 20 boost, and that seems to be happening time and time again for GK here.
Yeah, I'd like to, maybe not in this game, but maybe in the next game, have a little look at Matza or Tempo's perspective and see why it is they're struggling so much to keep hold of boost, because normally at this level, it's relatively doable to keep 20 or 30 in the tank. You know, there's so many pads to go over, especially in 2v2. But for these two, it's just looking incredibly difficult to do that, because you're charging at everything, you're just trying to get something on the ball. And Juicy and Vatira are such intelligent players, Gibbs. They're faking whenever they do dive in too quickly.
Yeah, while there is a ton of boost on the field, though, you have to position to make a save on almost every single play, right, in twos, because there's no third man to back you up. Like a third man would play defense while your teammates are grabbing boost. You don't really have that luxury in twos. You both have to play defense because you got to worry about those aerial bumps. And there's the Brazil for Vatira and K-Corp with that game 1 win, but you have to have 2 members on defense because you have to fear the aerial bump plays coming out, so you don't have time to go into your back corners that often. And it just depends on the speed of the play. And right now, K-Corp is playing incredibly fast on the offensive side, so GK has no time to go get some boost.
Yeah, in a series where you know you're going to be the underdogs, you want to make a statement, and there is Vatira just eating a banana. He's chilling. He's chilling. That moustache is growing as well. I don't remember that from Paris. Did I just miss it? I think that's new.
And the big point with Vatira, there's no fan behind him anymore. Unless it's hiding behind his chair. He got rid of it.
I mean, it might be hiding. He might have, like, you know, pushed it after some frustrating losses yesterday, and it went to hide.
like honestly, I could see it. Vatira loses 4 in a row, and he just smashes that fan. I can absolutely see that happening. But K-Corp here, looking in full control. 17 shots to 6. It was an outclass here. As we saw yesterday with Zen and Atto, there are levels to this, and this is why we keep talking about K-Corp being one of those teams, and they showed it here in game 1.
Absolutely, yeah. They were fantastic in that first game, and getting the Brazil as well at 0 seconds. A little bit of fun to add to it. You can tell they really wanted that last goal. And it's nice to see these players having fun as well. I think something I've loved about the twos is seeing them able to let loose. You know, threes is such a serious thing, and you've got to be completely in sync with 2 teammates at the same time, whereas 2v2s, you can have a bit more freedom, and I think these players are all showing that freedom is valuable and in putting on a show for us all.
Yeah, we talk about the Triple Crown coming up, right? Like, can anyone win Worlds, 2s, and 1s? And Vatira's won basically everything outside of Worlds, so he would love to add a 2s championship to his belt as well. And obviously, he's going to be a threat, like, in 1s. He's not a favorite there, but he can definitely make some noise. So, Vatira, we already know. He wants to win. Like, whenever we make new tournaments up for him, he loves to win them. So, we'll see if he can do it here. But so far, it's a good start in game 1.
Yeah, maybe World Championships are like London buses. You wait your whole career for one, and then 3 come along at once. Vatira claims a triple crown in World Championships. That'd be so him. But so far in Game 2, GK have survived the first 30 seconds. Tempo has the ball. Now they'd love to take a lead here to give themselves something to try and keep hold of. Tempo has to do a big old reverse. So gets the shot away, but not quite to be enough here, and Juicy can dribble it away with no boost. Great flick forwards. There's a little bit of early pressure there for GK, and that's what we need to see.
Yeah, I like the demo opportunity there. Matzer just wasn't in a good spot to actually get power on the shot. Here's another attempt there where he just gets bumped out, so he can't follow it up, but 2 scoring chances already for GK is a great sight.
Yeah, Vatira actually missed that one, missed the read. And the check wasn't there. It's not going to matter in the end. Juicy can't do anything about it. GK have their lead here.
There we go, Tempo. Getting it past Vati, and there's Matzer to finish it off. Juicy has no boost. Again, a lot of times you're going to be on no boost because you want to be a part of the play, but it can bite you, and it bites you there. So great 50-50 challenge on the defensive side by GK, and they make K-Court pay.
Yeah, speaking of biting you, what we need now is Matzer to pull out a banana of his own. It's like, all right, Vatira, you're chilling. You're finding this so easy you can eat while playing us, can you? Well, okay, maybe now. So.
Again, Juicy, every touch right now when he's on the offensive side is just perfect. Look at this power flick here. He does it immediately as well. Tempo goes for boost. Matzer can't do anything about it. And we're all tied up.
I'd like to have a little look at Juicy's perspective because he is in complete flow state right now. Everything he is touching is turning into goals. Mechanically and also in complete cahoots of Vatira as well. And I'm just curious for why. Is it that he's playing patient? Is it that he's playing more aggressive than usual? To me, it just seems that he's got the complete download of Tempo and Matzer gives.
Yeah, and we always talk about K-Corp as a team. It's always Vati and Atto, and like Juicy's just kind of there. It's the same with Team France, but here he goes again off the ceiling, tries to get something going. Can't get the flip reset though, so just pushes it forward to just put some pressure on GK's defense. That was playing that midfield role, playing some good defense, and this is great control. He gets into a 50-50, actually beats him out, throws it across the field. Can he get the boost as well? He cannot because he gets bumped away.
Even there, he did so much work with so little as well. He had no boost that whole time, but a zap dash and a curve dash got him forwards. Now to do some defending against Tempo. And as we move away, we can see that still GK in this second game really have made a much better fist of it than the first one, but that was Vatira finding it through towards Juicy in the end. Juicy's going to have to catch and go again. Gibbs, they're defending a lot better, GK. Yes,
but that was a great play by Juicy again. Vati gets the double off the post. Juicy is in the wrong spot. Wow. The backflip to recover to position for the outside post yet again. Well done, Juicy.
Yeah, this is one for your caveman game earlier on, Gibbs. It describes Juicy flow state. He is under complete understanding of how his car is moving. I think you can normally tell when a player's in flow state when it's not the normal moves they're doing. You know, as both players fake the kickoff, it's the weird moves like that backflip. Yeah. You only get that if you're not overthinking. You know what I mean?
Oh, and then we get the fake kickoff by both teams and K-Corp. You know, kickoffs are their specialty in threes, and they show up here. Vati versus Matzer, he beats him out. The ball just lands on his hood, basically. A little bit of a lucky goal, maybe, but still, K-Corp looking fantastic. But back to Juicy, like, that looked so incredibly smooth on that backflip, but it's such an unusual play as another kickoff goal goes in for Vatira, and they are feeling it.
And yeah, kickoff goal again. You don't have to do all the fancy stuff. Sometimes it's a clean kickoff. The French players known for cheating incredibly close to the ball in 2v2. So aggressive straight from the kickoff. Vatira and Juicy are no different. 4-1 now. I'm feeling it again. It's almost time for another banana and celebration. Honestly, this is a well-worked game 2 right now for Carmine Corp. As Vatira tries to swoop out Tempo. Tempo just waits and does get the block. 3 goals, though, isn't unmanageable for GK. They have to get the next one, though.
Yeah, nice demo on Vatira. Yeah. What a smart play there by Matzer. He doesn't go for the tight angle shot. Instead, he goes for the high percentage play on the demo because that pass is going to be awkward, so Tempo is there to clean it up.
Suddenly you're thinking 2 goals, very manageable for GK. Can they build up ahead of steam? Can they gain some momentum and actually make Carmine Corp sweat? Because even when GK getting goals at the moment, you never get the sense that Carmine Corp are particularly worried about them, particularly scared. Tempo pops it forward to Matzer. That's better. The pre-jump is there. Matzer gets the second touch as well. Tempo is in, has to get the 50-50 right. Isn't able to do so because Juicy, who else, gets the perfect challenge into the corner.
Yeah, he jumped for the first shot. It was too powerful, but he reads it off the backboard to get it. And the double bump! Juicy is just on fire.
Juicy, man, the bodyguard there for Vatira. Oh, Mazza and Tempo, neither of you guys can come in the building. Vatira, you can get Q jump. 5-2 Carmine Corp. And what a fun goal that was.
Juicy took that reverse sweep personally. We thought it was going to be Vatira.
Yeah, we did.
But it's been Juicy this entire series so far.
Honestly, Vatira, if you do get to a World's Grand Finals, hook me up, man. I'll do free play against you for 5 minutes, and you will be ready. You will be as good as Juicy is right now. Here is Vatira. Wants to get a flip reset of his very own. Juicy is waiting and lingering. That's the player that right now GK do not want to have the ball, and he's just got that touch in the center. Who gets the catch? Vatira has 100 boosts as well in the corner, and Juicy's trying to get back with nothing. Tempo to the backboard, but Mazza didn't quite have the angle, and then gets faked horrifically by Vatira. Vatira suddenly has the counter-attack. Past Tempo. It looks so easy, Gibbs.
That's the desperation plays where you're trying for those bump plays. And this is why we don't see bumps too often in twos, because if you miss them, it just turns into a problem on the other end. And we see it there. Vatira is just going to shield that ball, go for the low 50 all day. He had the angle right. And K-Corp running away with game 2.
6-2, 4 goals the difference this time. So they've at least managed to escape the Brazil. But the Barca, I believe, the 8-2 is still on. I know that, I think Man U got 8-2'd by Man City once upon a time. Man City still in the tournament too, so stuff there. But anyway, as I'm rabbiting on, 3 goals now for GK.
You and your football. Well,
I know, sorry.
Vatira just can't get the touch. He hits it too softly. The ball falls right down to Mazza. And again, GK in this final minutes, trying to find something to go into game 3 with. They are only down 3, and in twos it is possible to come back, but it is still going to be difficult. But it's more about just getting that confidence going to see if they can take at least a game and hopefully make this a match.
I mean, they've got 3 times as many goals in this game as they did in the first game. If they do the same in the next one, they'll be on 9, so I'll be laughing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Keep growing, perhaps exponentially, as Mazza gets the 100 boost to get it past Vatira. Need to get something going quickly right now, GK. Tempo's in an awkward position, but does really well with it. Mazza able to follow up there, but Tempo can't do too much more with the ball than just spoon it towards Juicy, wasting precious seconds again, and even worse, Gibbs, giving Juicy the ball, who's going to thread a couple of flip resets and a bump and make it again easy as you like for Vatira. Vatira's outscored Juicy in this game, but those who are there know.
Yeah, Cole, like, you could score these goals. Like, that's how good Juicy is doing right now.
Maybe.
Just, man, yeah, that's true. But
I'd be back at our half getting boost.
fair. The boost control has been great. Juicy, when he has a lot of boost, he knows that the defense really doesn't have a lot, so just keep it up high, go for the flip resets, but keep it elevated, and the team with no boost cannot do anything about it, and that's what happens there. And K-Corp, a dominant Game 2 victory. They did trail in this game 1-0 at 1 point, but it doesn't matter. K-Corp commanded 2-0 lead.
Yeah, 4 goals the difference this time. Apparently someone in chat predicted that would be 7-3 straight off the bat, so well done to you, our lucky winner of our respect for that one. And Carmine Corp, yeah, I mean, I do want to see some of the next game from GK's perspective. Then about you, Gibbs. I want to see what it looks like to have these 2 Carmine Corp sharks circling you, everything you do. Because it's also the boost, you know, I want to know where this boost is going.
Yeah, it looks like we might get a timeout here if it's still available. GK might have called it late, but we'll see. They do get the timeout in, so GK will take timeout. I do want to see Tempo because yesterday his boost conservation was so incredibly good. Again, his average amounts were over 50, which doesn't really happen that often. Most people are sitting around 45. But as you can tell in this match, it's been really hard for GK to have a lot of boost. And when they do have a lot of boost, Juicy just does that. It just pushes you around and it doesn't even matter. So GK, this timeout, Fairy Peak is gonna have to work wonders here.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. I don't know what possibly he is saying. I'd love to hear it. Unfortunately, you'll have to hear me and Gibbs instead. I'm just watching back on the broadcast that goal that where Juicy bumped them both away. And it's rare that you see, after all the thousands of hours of Rocket League that we've all played and watched, a fairly unique goal. But blocking out 2 defenders, just pushing forward on them, to the extent that I think it was Tempo who literally just gave up. You can see his car go, oh, they're going to score. This is a unique one.
And that's the worst part, is GK's like, we finally have boost. We both have about 100. maybe we could do something here. And then Juicy pulls that out. He also had that smooth backflip goal where he had to reposition as well. So Juicy is just doing work right now. And this is exactly like, if you're a K-Corp fan, this is exactly what you needed. You needed Juicy to play exceptionally well, not only for this match, but going forward in this bracket. Again, like many of us are saying, there's only 3 teams that can possibly win this. Juicy and Vatira are definitely one of those teams. And yes, they're in the lower bracket, a little bit lower, but it's a brand new day of Rocket League. And if they keep up this pace, they can beat anyone in this tournament.
Yeah, I agree. The way they're playing right now, if Juicy stays at this level and Vatira steps up to, you know, I mean, he's not playing badly, but he's not needing to play that well at the moment. Say, when he does need to play that well, if he does, then they've got a chance, I'd say, later on against Zelenata. But we're a long way away from that, of course. This series isn't over just yet, but, you know, maybe anyone who's assuming we're going to know what our winners will be of this tournament might have to think twice.
Yeah.
But for now, we head into game 3. We have just had GK having a tactical timeout. Carmine Corp, will you be as hot after that?
Yeah, momentum again in 2s. We've seen already a 3-0 comeback and a 3-1 comeback in back-to-back matches. So if you can just turn it on at the right time for Tempo Matter, maybe they can come back out of this 2-0 hole. Vatira just throwing one at Matter. Matter doing pretty well with it. Again, though, low boost. As Juicy will try and get the clear. But we have Tempo on screen. We'll see his boost conservation. Again, he loves being at 100. He's just going to wait this play out. Gets the bump. That's exactly what you need to do as the first man. You either hit the ball or you hit the car. And he's going to go up again. He's going to try for both. He gets neither, but Matter is there to recover. And Tempo will lurk up front and just wait out. He'll let Matter be the first man on defense this time around. And again, all you got to do, though, is that is fine. Let Juicy throw it deep, but this time Tempo takes a little bit too long and Vatira is there.
Yeah, Matsu's definitely the one who's chasing shadows at the moment, trying to get his car as close to the ball as it can possibly be. Tempo taking a little bit longer, going over these pads, getting the 100 as well. And it's decent defending so far from GK in this game, looking a lot more comfortable. Of course, goals seem to come in flourishes in 2v2. You concede 1 and suddenly you concede 3 or 4. But GK will be more than happy to keep the 1-0 for as long as possible. But Vatira slaps it right back at you.
Leaf, I know we're not doing top plays, but write this one down anyway, because look at this. The pre-flip to get the touch to just barely get that in the goal. 15 miles per hour for me. I'm not sure what it was at KPH, but man, oh man, what a shot.
Brilliant play there from Vatira. He said, can he go up to Juicy's level on the day? Maybe that's a sign that he is. 1-0 Carmine Corp after forcing GK to do all this defending. Now Juicy's coming forward himself. That should be an easy enough catch for Matza. What do you do with it? Tempo, I feel, should be clearing a path here for his teammate. He's just getting 100 boosts instead. Maybe he could have been a bit more aggressive there. Dane. Vatira, in the end, is going to end up with the ball, and Tempo's having to tread back again. Matza, first one to attack it. Definite difference in their playstyles at the moment, GK. Tempo and Matza. As Matza goes high, has to go high. And Juicy is nailing these resets.
It's just wild how much power he's getting on these plays. See if he does it again here. This time he plays it slow, going for the low 50. But Tempo, great idea there to push forward and help out on the defensive side. Could have got a wide open shot, but just didn't have the ankle.
That's just going rushing up against Juicy. I like that. Tempo's up close. That's better, more aggressive from him. Wants to force one into the center with the slow pitch. It nearly worked out again, but Carmine Corp are known for their defensive prowess when they have to be. Now it's Tempo's turn, and suddenly what we're seeing, Gibbs, is GK having a lot more boost to play with. So far, KC are defending it well enough, but they're getting a lot of opportunities to go solo with the ball in the air. Yeah, there's been a lot more space on the field. The ball's actually hanging around on the blue side a decent amount as well, so that is a good sign. But now Juicy has a little bit of space. Another musty pop. Tempo tries for the power clear, cannot get it. Vatira is there to finish it off. And this is exactly what you want. You have your first man force out a bad save, and the other guy's just waiting there. Vatira, another wide open net. Yeah, it's a real shame there. Vatira, he was in the right position to punish the poor clear, but Tempo had a lot of time there, more than he thought, I think. He could have done much better in that situation. And suddenly there's a bit of distance between Carmine Corp and you, and it gets even tougher as far as GK are concerned. Can they change that? Matza wants to get the shot on target. Juicy almost helps it along into the back of his own net. That would have been awkward. Now he is nibbling at Tempo's heels. As Vatira is coming forward, passing opportunity presents itself. Tempo to the backboard, has to slam this one in if they stand any chance. Vatira doesn't let them, and it remains 2-0.
I actually would have liked to see if Tempo would have faked that and allow Matzer to have a more high percentage shot. It is more risky because then Tempo's also out of the play, so if Matzer misses, it's over, but it just felt like Matzer had a much better angle at that and could have secured it, but I understand trying to be a little bit safe. You're only down 2. There's still time left on the clock.
Tempo another chance, 15 boost left. Vatira gets in there for now. Matza has 75 to play with. Again, more chances for GK coming forwards with near enough full boost. They just have to get these 50-50s correct, but Carmine Corps are too strong. Tempo leaves that one for Matza, but it's an awkward angle. You don't both want to dive in on your opponent's corner. That's how you get countered like this. Juicy, does he go for Tempo, does he go for the ball? In the end, it was the ball, the boost. Throw it through to the man. There's only a minute left, Gibbs. And GK are chasing yet again in this series.
Yeah, a lot of high-scoring games, all because of K-Corp, but except for this one, so the time is just draining off this clock so rapidly, and K-Corp will be happy with this 2-goal lead and try and hold on. Vatira with no boost, can't get his back corner either, but he does get a big clear. So Tempo has to use all of his boost to get up in the air, so Juicy takes over. Can't do anything in the corner, but this corner ball is exactly what K-Corp wants. The Doomsday Dish. Vatira can't find it, but time is wasting off this clock.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of Doomsday Dishes in 2v2 at the moment with this extra space. It's a good clearance there. Vatira does land on the boost, but he's taken out by Matza. Matza's got a chance to turn this one around. Tempo gets it into the centre, but Matza's boosted the spawn. That's a great dunk, though. Can Tempo see this? I think he can. It's going to be 2-1, and we're going to have a live game with 18 seconds left.
Yeah, it's a great play by Matzer. He doesn't have a lot of boost, but again, you're down 2. You got to dive at everything. You have to try and make those plays. You probably don't do that, like if the game is tied, but you have to now. And he hits it perfectly. Tempo finishes it off. 18 on the clock. Let's see what kickoff they got.
Yeah, let's see. Will there be something funky? Matza gets in there first. Vatira attempted the slow kickoff, but it didn't work too well. And now again, Tempo has a chance. Matza, does he have a pre-jump in him? He does. It's a bit behind him, though. That's not where he wanted the ball. Tempo, that had to be in front of your teammate. And now Vatira can clear with 5 left.
Oh, Matzer does make the save release if they can get this ball back in the air, but Juicy's going to let it die. Can he get it down? He finally does. And K-Corp, a commanding 3-0 lead.
Yeah, it was an attempt there from GK. The pre-jump was on. I think the pass had to be better. Matza did the exact right thing. You got to go up early there, but Tempo put it behind him. And as soon as he did that, Matza couldn't get any power on the ball, couldn't choose his spot. And a defender of the quality of, I don't know if it was Vatira or Juicy, but they're going to know that's happening and be able to cover that spot fairly simply.
Yeah, and this time, Vatira doing a lot of the offensive power here. 8 shots on net, 2 goals, 851 score. Well done to him. But it just feels like, again, we've talked about it all weekend, guys. There's 3 teams. We're playing all these other matches for your entertainment, but we already know what's coming up. And we're seeing it. Vatira, great shot there to open up the scoring as well. Those are the goals that are very low percentage that you're going to score. But if you can get those to go, and it's a low scoring match, that is the difference right there. So K-Corp, they've done it with offense. Now they do it with defense, and they're up 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, what I'd say as well is that Carmine Corp are staying very serious in the way they're playing this one. No messing about, no silly pre-jumps or anything like that. They have got their game faces on, even though this is a series it's looking like they're going to win.
I mean, they were up 3-0 yesterday, and we know exactly what happened.
Sure.
So they absolutely know that they got to close it out here.
Well, Carmine Corp, this is the danger zone as far as you guys are concerned. This is what happened yesterday, as Gibbs mentioned. 3-0 up against Gentlemates and then threw it away. GK going to try and repeat that history. Force Lightning to strike twice. If they're going to do that, they're going to have to step up themselves. This man on the ball right now is going to have to start sinking some of these solo plays. It's not quite been happening for Tempo and Matza just yet. As for Juicy, this is one roll towards it. Matza should get the demo and does. Vatira's in a little bit of trouble here. No boost. What can Tempo do? Can he get this one around his opponent? Yes, he can. And that's what we're talking about, Gibbs.
That was beautiful. The demo comes out on the only member that has boost on K-Corp, so Vatira cannot do anything about this. He has to jump late because he cannot reach the heights. And Tempo, a brilliant pass down to Matzer. Great team play there by GK.
They have to keep on building on that one. Fantastic decision making. Vatira, huge pinch. One side of the pitch to the other, but Tempo's able to come with it again. He's getting so much time on the ball. Gets past Juicy's bump. Vatira's on the back wall. Should be able to do something with this one. But I'm just asking a couple of questions. Now they're bumping each other, and it was a couple of sort of individual and team errors from KC that really turned the screw yesterday in the reverse sweep.
Again, we say in twos that momentum, it's hard to bounce back once you lose it. And we've seen it twice already. 2 matches in a row, honestly, and one of those was with K-Corp. So I think they want to tie this game up sooner rather than later, so there's no doubt in their mind.
Yeah, they will not be wanting to mess about losing Utopia Coliseum. Tempo slams that one on net as another forced save here for Karmine. Vatira will be able to get a nice catch in the center. Has a couple of defenders in front of him. Will it bother him? It's a dunk in the air. Mats is up. He's going to get this one towards Tempo. And Tempo is the man who constantly has got plenty of boost and ball control. He's going to keep these solo plays coming, I feel, Gibbs, if they are to do anything here.
Yeah, that was great play by Matzer on defense. Gets to the challenge in the air, but also followed up with another extra touch to allow Tempo to win that race against Juicy. Juicy now has to basically power clear back to Tempo. Can he get the double flip reset shot? He cannot. And Vatira will take over. Now it's his turn. He's going to go up, try and do it himself. Instead, he passes to Juicy. No bump play available, though, so an easy save for GK.
Yeah, that was a great effort earlier on for Tempo. Used the first reset to keep his car steady pretty much. The second one was the one that was on target. And that's what's possible. You keep giving Tempo boost, eventually he's going to punish.
Yeah, K-Corp, I'm not sure what they were trying to do on the offensive side where Vatira leaves that ball for Juicy, but he doesn't go for any bump play, so it just gave possession right back to GK with boost. And these guys are good enough to make you pay, and Tempo does just that. And GK finally a 2-goal lead for the first time.
History isn't yet repeating, but it's certainly starting to consider it. But here comes Vatira. Wants to get the reset here. Wants to force his car around this one. Isn't quite able to do so. That's his challenge, the good one. Tempo currently top scorer in this lobby with 442 points. He keeps control of this ball. He's mashed away by Vatira, who fakes the floor pinch. Does he go for the shot instead? No, keeps it solo as well. Matza had to dodge out of Vatira's way. This is the hardest Karmine have had to work, even if you take away the 2 goals out of it.
Yeah, Vatira's been slightly off. He doesn't have enough boost to get those bump plays to connect, and it's been costing them just a little bit in the possession category, but we'll see Vati up again, going for another bump. It just barely misses again on Matzer, who's doing a great job dodging him.
Oh, here comes Juicy, though. That should be 2-1, should it? No, he didn't have the boost in the end, and Matzer was able to get back. That's a poor touch, though, from Matzer. Recovers well, stays on that back wall. No boost at all from GK. Tempo had kept something in the tank at least. That was looking more like those first few games, where wherever GK went, they never had any boost to pick up, and Karmine had every touch, but now they're being dunked. And I feel like a big change here is that GK are attacking Karmine as they get that first touch. They're going for more challenges, going for more risky dunks, and it is working.
Yeah, they've won every single 50-50 challenge in the midfield, and it's making K-Corp not have a lot of boost on their counters, but this time Tempo, a poor touch, and Ken Vatira finding cannot. GK gets away with one there.
Yeah, that is poor all round. I don't know which player it was, but one of them was dancing around the boost, waiting for it to spawn. It didn't spawn in the end. Casey missed the first chance, kept the attack going though, and via that demo, it gets to 1-2.
Juicy, great demo there, and then gets the play over Matzer, who's been doing very well on defense. But, oh man, they got away with one, but it didn't matter. K-Corp finally eventually score. Tempo's got to be a little bit cleaner on that touch, and can't give up free goals to K-Corp.
Yeah, losing the 2-goal lead, losing the daylight, suddenly makes the score feel much less comfortable, but that will be the tonic that they need, perhaps.
Oh, look at this shot. Tempo, great 50 into the pass, right in the bumper. Matzer in the frozen rope, as James Watt would say. Top right corner. Well done.
2 goals to the good yet again. GK trying to get their first game in this quarterfinal. They'll have to keep on fighting if they do want to make the top 4. A date with Zatao is waiting for either of the winners of these 2 teams. Tempo pumps it long. A minute remaining. Every touch they get right now, GK, is huge right now, especially if it pops on like that. Go on, man, to finish that one. Oh, that is a beauty.
The plan B works out. Look at this Tempo. The perfect pop. Vatira can't do anything about it. Goes off the sidewall, interestingly enough, but Matzer finds the finish no matter what, and Tempo is starting to gain that confidence.
I would have been so sad if Matza hadn't scored that one after Tempo's plan B. That would have been an absolute outrage. But now, Karmine, it seems, are starting to write this game off. They're going to have to keep their cool, Gibbs. We saw them tilt out yesterday.
Oh boy, here we go. Last time around, they lost game 4 overtime. This time around, they're getting blown out. So, K-Corp, I would not be surprised if they even call a timeout here. Just do it right away. we can't have this. Matcher's going to put in another one. No, Vatira makes the save. GK, though, in full command in game 4, but they still have to do it 3 more times.
Yes, they do. And Carmine Corp have got plenty of time in this game as well just to build up some momentum, even before the potential tactical timeout. They've not completely written it off. They're not pre-jumping and being silly right now, KC. And we were saying at the end of the last game, Gibbs, that Carmine Corp still have their game faces on. Well, they are going to have to dig deep after this one. Because actually, you know, it's the same thing we saw with GK. You get reverse swept once, and suddenly it feels very, very real that it can happen again. Carmine Corp are now staring down that exact same barrel that GK just about survived earlier on in the tournament.
But as every 2v2 ranked enjoyer knows, sometimes games just get away from you, right? So at the same time, K-Corp, it's like, yeah, there's some pressure. We know this happened yesterday, but these guys are talented. GK is a very talented team. You expect them to be able to, you know, put it all like perfectly for 5 minutes, but it's can they do it for 15 more minutes is the question. And I think most people would bet on K-Corp finishing this one off, but we said that yesterday as well. Mates maybe on another level than GK, but hey, GK, they got to be feeling confident. 14 shots for them, the most they've had in this game so far. So maybe they have found that secret that they need, those midfield challenges, Cole. Like as you said, they were winning everything.
Also, shout out my guy, Fairy Peak. Clearly, there is magic in his words right now because he has inspired GK to a huge win there against Carmine Corp. I see no timeout, so we are rolling straight through. I like that idea, though. I would have done the same thing. I would have certainly said the same thing there for Carmine Corp because that was such a reverse in momentum. And so far, though, it seems they're backing themselves to be able to just roll straight through and take it straight back. But that's the head roll from Vatira I was talking about. We just saw the replay of it there. There's definitely something there where you're thinking, oh boy, we cannot let this happen again.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what Vatira does. He shows his emotions. And obviously, like, he's won enough that he can do whatever he wants, you know, at some point. Like, you can't doubt him. Here we go, Paris. Let's see if GK can do it again.
Well, Carmine Corp started off with a fake kickoff. There's led to a lot of pressure against them. Juicy has to pump this one to the side. Tempo has the boost to play with. Matza behind him as well, so the force is good, even if Juicy does send it high. That dunk ain't so good, but Vatira's so far back. I feel like a few games ago, Vatira would have been there to read that.
Yeah, that was interesting. He had no boost that entire time as well. He had like 12 in the tank, and he was back far. Matzer has a chance at a shot. Should be saved. He's just a little bit too far out for that to be truly threatening. Juicy, great flick yet again. Vatira trying for another bump and not hitting it.
Yeah, not hitting it either. I wouldn't mind watching Vatira at the moment. There's been a few shaky moments defensively earlier on. I was a little bit worried for him as well. Just to see if we can see if he is shakier, if it's just a couple of slightly awkward moments. I'm expecting now I've cut to him that immediately he'll do something incredible. But first he has to get past Matza to get this boost.
Yeah, no
forcing things so far, Vatira.
Yeah, he was hunted a little bit, then saw there was nothing. Here you go, he has a chance. 0 boost though, so can't put power on that shot. And again, just a little bit awkward in this midfield.
Tempo goes high in the air. Juicy sends it to the side. Vatira is stuck a little bit at his near post. Had awkward there. Had to recover quickly. And Juicy and Vatira, a little nudge on the first time this game we've seen their cars touch, which is very rarely a good thing, especially in 2v2s. Get in each other's way and block each other's paths. Vatira goes nowhere. Sets up Juicy for now. That's clears that one to the side. So not looking tilted so far based on what we've seen of Vatira, which is good. But this one remains 0-0.
Yeah, he had an argument with the post on one of those plays, so that's a little unusual. But besides that, everything seems to be perfectly normal. And they did get a scoring opportunity out of it. Juicy had a chance. He has another chance here with the slow 50 challenge, almost going into the net. Vatira off the ceiling cannot beat out Tempo. We'll get a big clear.
Oh, Matza had to dodge Vatira there. Vatira was sensing him. The heat-seeking missile was on, but Matza just about got away. Now he's got no boost again. Oh, we're seeing GK with nothing in the tank. That's why they snatched it, and that's why it's 1-0.
Vatira just plays it slow. He knows Juicy's out of the play, so he doesn't want to do anything too crazy, but it actually pays off for him because Tempo just reached a bit too far, thinking it was an outside post shot, but the entire time, like, Vati was just waiting, going for a slow 50 challenge, and it pays off.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why Tempo felt the need to go for that one, though. I think even though Matza had no boost, he could have got there on his way a little bit, unless I've misseen it. It is 1-0 Carmine Corp. Vatira trying to double that up end to end. Gets the next touch. The flip reset is on. Now it's just a simple job of forcing it into the goal. Tempo almost allowed it, but got the block in the end. Vatira might still score, though. Mats is there. Big demo coming in, but the ball is going to go to safety.
Back corner boost for Juicy, though, so GK is on fumes. They do get a nice pinch clear, though, out of Tempo.
Yeah, again, not the first time we've seen that. Tempo has got nothing. The boost spawned too late for him. Juicy, I'm sure, has got the most powerful flip resets in the game.
I think he's messing himself up sometimes. Where
Yeah, I don't think he's meaning to. Yeah, exactly. If there was like an Olympics map where you're able to slam the ball as far as you can for a flip reset, Juicy would be the best in the world at it.
Then Matzer couldn't turn on that shot, so it goes back the other way. Vatira again, try for these aerial bumps, but just barely off his game. And now Juicy and Vatira do team bump, but Vatira does recover and gets a ground pin shot to keep it threatening.
Yeah, we still like Juicy. He's definitely slowed down to the first couple of games. The cool Cole 1v1 magic seems to have run off a little bit. To get himself back into things. Matzer ignores the pre-jump there from Tempo. Actually, it's a pre-jump from an opponent. Very, very cheeky 1-1.
I did not think that this would fall in based on the angle I had. Matzer, just a small touch, gets the bum of Vatira. Vatira actually hits the ball back, throws Juicy off. Just an awkward play in the air, and Juicy can't read it, and we're tied up.
That's another frustrating one for Carmine Corp, and they might score from kickoff as well, GK, nearly. Tempo didn't have the boost after going for the ball. For a second, though, it looked like it was going to fall to him, but here comes Vatira, trying to get Carmine Corp right back in front. Matzer lets Vatira go under him, then over him, almost into the top corner. Tempo gets the save, though, and the boost. The attack continues right now from Carmine Corp. Matzer getting the ball out wide as much as he can. Vatira has the catch. I thought Juicy was pre-jumping, it was just on the far wall, and it doesn't really matter because Vatira doesn't need a teammate from that angle.
And that's what K-Corp does. They go one after another, and they kind of wait it out. And Vatira versus Tempo, and Vatira just wins it. Top left corner. Great job.
1 minute and 17 seconds left for Carmine Corp to shake off a resilient GK. I'm glad we've seen this version of GK Gibbs. I'm glad it wasn't a complete stomping throughout the series, whatever happens from here.
Yeah, let's see if GK can bounce back. Matzer trying to do some work there. Vatira, though, clear, and Tempo unlimited boost. Vatira just tries to power shoot past them. Tempo is there. Juicy can't follow it up with a hard shot. So GK get away. Matzer to Tempo. Tempo has boost, so he's going to take this by himself, but Vatira meets him in the air so quickly, and he pushes it right back into the orange half.
Juicy was hoping that boost would spawn there, but it didn't quite. But still able to get to the ball and get the flip reset. Tempo gets the backflip. Can he get this ball before Vatira? He can, but it's not going to matter. And maybe that's the fight called.
Vatira is just so good at the low 50s. He powers through so incredibly well.